Tori Sloan, Mara Anderson, Megan Atkins, Katie Ullman.
I was so confused because first of all, I didn't even know this thing. It was the kid that had those crutches. And then you walk just find it on it. I know it's probably
All right. Just a reminder of what we did yesterday. Page 50, that's due tomorrow. I'll give you a little bit of time today to work on that. Today is just kind of do some constructions, kind of easy, because I know we're only in here for about 30 minutes or so, because it's the early out schedule on Wednesday, but that's due tomorrow. I might do an example of like one of those challenge questions, like number 4 or 5. I might do one of those again today, just to make sure that you understand what you need to do. I think everything else is going pretty straightforward. It's just those challenge questions with the story problems always get people. So I'll try to do one at the very end of what we're doing today. Okay, we're going to be talking about constructions today. So the idea about constructions, there's 3 constructions I want to talk about today. Congruent angles. That's the number 1 thing. What does congruent mean? Same, equal, right? So we're going to do a construction where we copy an angle to a new location. Okay? Next one we're going to do, we're going to do a perpendicular angle. What's a perpendicular angle? 90 degrees. Okay, we're going to do one of those. There's many, many different types of perpendiculars we can draw, but we're going to just do the first one. And the last one we're going to do is the 60-degree angle. Yes, there's a way to draw a perfect 60-degree angle just using that little compass and a straight edge. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. Once we're done with that, I might do an example of the page 50 material, then I'll give you time to work. These go pretty quick, but I'm going to hand out the tools, so here we go. And instead of getting rulers today, you get little straight edges, actual plastic straight edges. So there's no markings on them. Okay? These are really straight. They're way better than those rulers. This is what we've used in previous years for testing. So, 4. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, there you go. Okay, little plastic pieces is awesome. They're super straight, super accurate. You don't need the markings on them. This is what we use for testing. If you want to know what material it is, that is a huge zip tie. It's a massive zip tie that I cut up into pieces. That's 4, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, perfect. Okay, if one of yours doesn't work, just let me know. We'll get you a new one. Okay, remember there's stuff in the bag, so don't like pour it out. Like there's lead and stuff in there, so try to keep all the pieces together. Let's see if everyone's tools work here. It's pretty easy. I think we've got them all to the point where they should be working. I don't have to fix any of them if I need. Let me know if you need it. Okay. Remember to open them up, use the little gear in the middle. That's what you spin and it opens it up wider. It doesn't go very far because it's limiting by the actual the A-frame that's on that thing. Okay. Okay, we good so far? Everyone's got a compass in front of them and a straight edge little plastic piece? Okay. All right. So our goal today is to learn how to construct these 3 types of angles. Because that's the section we're in, right? Constructing angles. Now, eventually in this class, maybe next Wednesday, we'll try it again. We're gonna look at other constructions with these. We'll look at a couple more perpendiculars, and then we're gonna look at another type of angle that I want to talk about. It's actually one of the vocab words. So that'll give you kind of a hint. And so I don't think we have school on Wednesday next week, do we? So, all right, we might do it maybe the end of this week, maybe even Friday. That would be a good Friday activity. All right, so let's start with the first one. Let's talk about congruent angles. So we're on construction number 2. Congruent angles. Okay, now if you were not here for construction 1, that was the congruent line segments, where you copy a segment to a new location on your paper. It was pretty straightforward. We did that almost, I think it was the first section of the book, we did that one. Okay, so congruent angles. Our goal here, and what we're given, we're going to be given an angle. That's what we're given. Any type of angle. I didn't say any specific type. It can be any random angle you want. It could be obtuse, acute, right, doesn't matter. It could be straight. We can copy that angle to a new location. Straight is obviously the easiest one to copy. But our goal is to construct a congruent angle to the angle provided. So whatever angle we draw, we're going to copy it. Now, we're going to be limiting. So once you have this written down, we're going to walk through the steps together to make sure everyone gets it right. Okay? So let me make my little shoelace. Okay. Everyone got everything written down? Oh, sorry. Pretty straightforward. Pretty easy, I think. Okay, if you're ready to go, I'd like you to take your straight edge. So pick up your little plastic piece. We're going to draw an angle on your paper. You can put it anywhere you want, make some space around it. Let's draw an acute angle. So what does acute mean? Small, right? Small angle less than 90. Draw any type of acute angle you want. Make it pretty big. Like what I mean by big, the rays are actually pretty length. They have a decent length to them. And you can put that anywhere you want. So draw that right now. So take your ruler or your straight edge and let's draw an acute angle somewhere on your paper. This looks good. Okay, now let's label this. Let's call this angle ABC. A, B, and C. Okay, this is gonna be our given angle. This is the angle that, like, if we were doing a test, or if we're doing something where, you know, you're in drafting, or you're an architect, and you need to copy this angle to a new location. But notice, we don't have a protractor in front of you. We don't have anything. We can't even measure this thing. Hopefully you don't have a protractor in front of you, because I don't wanna measure it. I just wanna take this angle and put it in a new spot on the paper. Same exact angle, but all we have is that straight edge and that compass in front of you. So that's the steps we're gonna have. So that's provided to us. We can do this for any angle. We're just doing acute. This is the easiest one to look at. Okay? Everyone have their angle drawn? You have it, is it big enough? You know, I don't want it really microscopic. You know, give it some length to it. Okay? Okay, let's start with the steps here so we can get through this. So step number 1. I think there's 4 steps this one. Step number 1. I'd like you to take your straight edge, and we're just gonna draw a ray somewhere else on your paper. Okay? So we're gonna draw a ray somewhere on your paper. I don't care where. It's got to be in the spot where you have some space around it. Okay? So don't put it like in the farthest corner of your paper. Just put it somewhere where you can work. I'm going to put my ray over here so I have plenty of room to work. Okay, so here's my ray, like that. And we'll label it later. But just make sure on your ray you have a endpoint. So make sure you have that labeled. I don't care which direction it faces. I'm just picking my ray is going to face the same direction as my angle. That's probably the easiest for you. So I know, like Bretta, she drew her angle going the other way, so her ray was facing the other way. That's probably pretty smart to do that. All right. Okay. Is everyone comfortable? Do you have your ray? Okay. It doesn't have to be any specific length. Obviously, I didn't even measure that. I don't care if it looks like my other one. It just needs to be a ray somewhere on the paper. Okay, so now, step 2. This is the part where we're going to need your compass now. So you need to take out your compass. So step 2. We're going to use the compass. And what I would like you to do is open up the compass to a random size. Okay, random size. Not too big, not too small. And what we're going to do is we're going to draw an arc on the original angle. So what I mean by that, you're going to open up your compass. I want you to put the little pointy end right on the vertex. So the point on the vertex. And I want you to draw an arc. An arc is like a curve. I want you to draw an arc so it hits both walls of your original angle. Now if your arc doesn't hit both walls, maybe you need to make it a little bit smaller, the actual like compass. So you can dial it in. Because I didn't tell you how big you need to make your compass. Now, fortunately, I don't have my compass right now, but I'm going to use a shoestring to show you that you can use any type of tool to actually do this. So I'm going to use a shoestring. Okay, so you're going to open up your compass randomly, so you mess with the gear and open up that big. That's fine. Alright, so you're going to put the little pointy end on B, and you're going to draw an arc. Boom, like that. Everyone's arc hit both walls. Yeah, you good? Okay, now, don't change your compass. Leave it exactly the same that you just did. If you messed with it, maybe you want to go back and make sure it can hit both again. Okay, then what I want you to do is go over here to the new line and draw the same exact arc. Now, here's what I'm going to warn you of. The arc you're drawing on your new line needs to be a bigger arc than the original one you had drawn. Not like, don't change the size of the compass. What I mean is, like, notice that when I drew this arc, it was just right here. It's maybe it's like a foot long. Over here, this looks like it's like 2 feet long. It's got to be longer. But it's the same arc. Okay, does anyone need help with that? Did you understand my instructions there? So you draw an arc on the original angle, you go to the new line, you draw the same arc. So maybe I should mark that down. So we draw an arc on the original angle and new ray. Okay, there you go. So I put that, I've made a little stipulation on the instructions there. third step. Only got 2 more steps here. Step 3. We're gonna need our compass again. So you're gonna need your compass. We're gonna use the compass here. And what I want you to do is I want you to go to the original angle. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to this original angle. And I want you to measure where the arc hit. What I mean by that, I want you to put your compass so it's right on top of those 2 spots. So you can mess with the gear now, change the gearing, I don't care how you do that. But I need you to put the little pointy end here and the pencil here. So it's right where the arc actually hit your angle. So what I always say, this is my instructions, we are measuring the original angle. Now notice, am I using point A and C? No, those don't even matter anymore. I'm using where the arc actually hit your angle. So if you need to change your compass so that it perfectly measures right here. So you're gonna have to mess with that gear a little bit. In fact, I'm gonna measure my little shoestring. Okay, so measuring, I put the little pointy end, put the pencil right on top of where those 2 spots were. Once you have that measured, so this is how big my angle is, right there. You're gonna go over to the new arc, and you're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna put my little pointy end here, that's right here if you don't know. Putting a little pointy end there, and the pencil should be floating up in the middle of nowhere, so it can make a mark like that. It's gotta cross the arc you had drawn. So if you can't see, I put the little pointy end right here, right where the arc actually hit the ray, and I'm putting the pencil up here. So you're measuring the original angle, transfer mark to the new ray. Okay, does anyone need help with that? Don't be afraid. I mean, this is the point where you gotta kind of figure it out. It takes a little bit of skill to figure this one out. This one's a little more complicated than the last one we did. You're measuring the original angle, you know, where you're putting the little compass right on top of where that arc hit. You're going over to the new one and making that same mark. Okay, did everyone's work out so far? What do you think the last step is? Yeah, you'll need this straight edge now. So you're going to use that straight edge in step 4. And you're going to draw your final ray. Step 4, use straight edge. And we're going to draw the final ray. Now the final ray, where this final ray is, it's going to start here on your end point, and it's going to go towards where X marks the spot, right where your arc crossed, right where you made that little mark out there in the middle of nowhere. That made a little X, you're going to transfer, so you're going to use your little straight edge, and you're going to make that ray going right through it. These angles should be identical to each other. Now I can tell from the picture on the board, they look pretty close. And I used a shoestring. You guys are way more accurate than I am. You actually have a nice compass in front of you. But it does work. I mean, you can use a shoestring. It's the same thing as a compass, because compass just opens up to a certain size. Okay, does it look somewhat the same? Like when you look at yours, compare it. If it doesn't, let me know. I want to kind of see where you went wrong. I can kind of look at it and tell you. Maybe it was the arc you had drawn. Maybe you changed the compass by accident. Or maybe when you measured, you didn't measure correctly. When you measured this original one, maybe you used A and C instead of these 2 points. So that's kind of easy to fix. Okay. Now this can work for any angle. As like I said, it can work for obtuse as well. So it didn't have to just be acute. any questions so far? I know we're not gonna get to all of them today, because I do want to give you some time to work. Okay, your guys' call. I'll let you guys make the call. You wanna do the perpendicular angle right now, or do you wanna wait until maybe Friday? It's your call. Do you want time to work on your assignment?
Yeah, wait.
Okay, let's wait till Friday, because that way you guys can have that. The rest of the time, I'm gonna give you time to work, because I wanna give you at least 15 minutes to work on your homework assignment today. If you have any questions, do not be afraid to ask. Okay, if you want an example of something, like, Miss Ward, I'm not quite getting number 4 or 5, or I'm not getting number, 20, I don't know what number you have, 20, just let me know, I'll try to put up an example that looks like it, maybe not the exact problem. Okay, compasses, just put them back in a little bag, tuck it in there. Straight edge, I'll come around and I'll collect those, so you can just put them in the corner of your desk, I'll come around and collect. Alright, here's my question to you, it's not a question. Did the straight edge work out for you guys? Did you like that better than the ruler?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is like a little more accurate, it's not as like weird and flimsy as that wood ruler? Okay, that's good, because I used these last year, and the last class seemed to like them, but I didn't know how each class is different, so. Alright, we'll keep using those from now on, that way we don't have to use those stupid wood rulers. Yep, if you guys wanna move around, you can definitely do that.
Yeah, I had studied on it, I just did it, I think.
Shoestring out of the way. Okay, other business I need to talk about, my website, hsmath.org. I found there was a little kink in the brown yesterday with the website. Alright, there was a kink in the website, I found it last night, actually it was one of my geometry period 8 students found it. They went to my website, HS Math, they clicked on geometry, and they said, Mr. Ward, I can't see a lesson you did, like from last Friday, or gone Friday. They're like, did you post it? I'm like, yeah, I posted it, it was already online. And they couldn't find it, it literally, honestly, could not, it was not on the website. I found there was a problem. So when you're on HS Math, right, and you have the little lesson, basketball, volleyball, whatever, and you click lesson because you didn't want to scroll down the page and click on geometry down here, and it takes you to the geometry page, right? And on the geometry page, it gives you a nice graphic, and then it gives you, the description of what geometry is, and then below it, there's the individual lessons down here, right? It only showed about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Okay? And it stopped, right? It's weird. It showed 10 and it stopped. Well, because that was what the page was limited to. It was only limited to show 10 lessons. And I didn't know that. So I just thought they would keep posting because I just saw the list and I was like, oh, they're all there, and I just kept going. Well, so here's what I did. Because they were not showing. We had 3 weeks of classes, so there was like 15 different lessons here. So you missed like the bottom 5. So what I did is I changed this. So what I did now, and I'm gonna work on it today. It's definitely working right now, but I'm gonna clean it up a little bit. I made this a box. It's actually called a gallery. It's a carousel. So what a carousel does, if you'll notice, it's really hard to see this, but there's gonna be a button right here that has little arrows. Okay, does that make sense? If you click the arrow, these lessons, this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. If you click the arrow, these 4 will go, you'll see them move, and then it'll be day 5, day 6, day 7, day 8. And then you click again and it'll show you 9, 10, 11. And above these, it'll actually say what the date was. Okay, and it'll say what the lesson was, this section. Does that make sense now? So now you can see all of them. Because before, it was only showing the first 10. And I couldn't get it to go in reverse order. So, and I want you to be able to access any of the lessons. So I fixed that. This carousel will work up to, I think, 30 lessons. So you can click and it'll go to, day 30 of whatever class will be. And then what I did is if you notice on there, I put another one down here. And this will be chapter 2 then. And actually what I'm gonna do is I'll probably once we move into chapter 2, what is that, next week we have our test on Thursday next week? Because we'll have our practice test, we'll do the practice test, Monday, Tuesday next week, something like that? Or maybe Tuesday, Thursday, so I might have test Friday because we know Wednesday next week. What I might do is I might move chapter 2 to here and move chapter 1 down. That way, like the current chapter is always on the top, so you don't have to always scroll down the page. Does that make sense now? You can access them all. I didn't even know it wasn't happening until somebody pointed it out yesterday. And I felt really bad because I've been spending a ton of time updating and uploading all those videos. So, alright, but they're all there. I promise you, it is working correctly now. It's my bad. I didn't realize that was happening until somebody emailed me about it. So, alright, but use that little button and it'll scroll through and you can find the date that you were on or the lesson you want to watch. And it says the section, it has a graphic there. So, there you go. Alright, that was my little public service announcement. That way you know how my website works. So, hsmath.org.
Wait, so there's one. Yeah.
Okay, juniors, seniors, make sure that ISU rep is here today, here at 10 o'clock, so that's what, the next period, end of next period, I should say. Make sure that you're signing up for that with Mrs. Briley and talk to your teachers and stuff. I always recommend anyone go to that, so.
Iowa Central.
ISU,
Oh.
so Cyclones, so definitely go. I encourage everybody to sign up. In fact, I expect you all to.
Okay, so then the 16.
Jeez, that's loud. Hi, this is Coach Ward from Garner Hayfield Ventura. I'm having an issue with a video that has been processing since last Thursday. If you guys could take a look at it for me. It's dward@garner.k12.ia.us. Yeah, it's a volleyball team. It's the North Butler game on September 10th. It's uploaded, but it's processing, and it's still processing from last Thursday. I think it's just it's got hung on your end. So if you could just reprocess that for us. I don't know if I do. It was definitely not on the iPad. We haven't used the iPad for a while. The iPad storage was too small. We couldn't record a full game with it. So, yeah, we've been used to using a GoPro. Let's see. I don't know if I still have that game. That was... Sure, yeah.
Oh, you added that. Or you just would be. Let me make sure that I did. Oh, I didn't do the one. Did I read the one from you? Just had to forget what I did. Yeah. Wait, no. It's equal to 120. Then we add the 10, that's 130, and the 265.
Trevor, make sure you get your student information form turned in. That's due in the office, I think, by today. So.
For this one, 2x plus 4x plus 108. And then you add the x's. So actually it'll be 6x plus 108 equals 1. So 6x plus 108 equals 1. So subtract the 108.
Yeah. No, we updated our email system here at the school. I think it's dward@ghvschools.org.
72. 1 minus 108 is 72.
At ghvschools.org.
1
Yeah.
72.
Yeah, we updated our
And then
servers, so.
divide by 6. But from that 6x. There you go.
Okay.
And then y equals
Okay.
2x.
Okay. Sure.
I did
All right,
2x
perfect.
plus
Thank you very
25
much.
equals 90.
All right. Yep. Goodbye. All right.
2x plus 25 equals 90. We go to right. Subtract the 25 from the 90. And then we get 65. And then we subtract those. What we use it for our poll. So x equals 35 and then what we do is yeah, x 22
Hi, can I get hold of somebody with sales and orders, please? Thank you.
Because I know it's a military. They said, we tried television, McDonald's, so we call.
Hello, this is Dustin Moore calling from GHV High School. I talked to a sales rep last Thursday about getting new feather banner replacements, just the banner. So if you could possibly email me back or call me back at 641-512-0670. Thank you. Bye.